Welcome to Gamers. Is it a bird? Is it a plane?
What? Matt? What are you on, generally?
Oh, I don't know. But today we've got a feature on the new Superman game.
And are you a big Superman fan yourself?
Fan? I've got some of the same powers, Kate.
Like what?
I can do that heat ray thingy for my eyes. Watch as I burn voiceover man before he tells us what's on today's show.
My pants! Oh well, I guess my dignity went out the window a long time ago. Right, coming up on this week's show, Brandon Routh is on the show. Really? On Gamers? Is that for real? Oh, okay, yep, Brandon Routh and the producer of the new Superman Returns game. Tell us all about the new Superman Returns game. You can win The Sopranos and a brand spangling new PS2 to play it on, plus all the latest games. Review, yeah? Huh?
Now, Kate, there's nothing like having something old school in the palm of your hand, is there?
Well, it certainly worked for Anna Nicole Smith.
It certainly did. Let's not go there.
Boom, boom.
Boom, boom. Ooh, of course, I'm not talking about that sort of old school thing in the palm of your hand, if you get what we mean. I'm talking about Capcom Classics Collection Reloaded, bit of a mouthful.
Aha, and how did that work out for you?
Ooh, it worked out for me fine, actually, yes. Basically, Capcom Classics Collection came out a few months back on the PlayStation 2.
I think this is a tomato, because I say Capcom, but you say Capcom, like...
Capcom.
Like capsicum.
No, I didn't think I did, I wasn't aware. Capcom.
Tomato, tomato. Let's call the whole thing off.
Capsule Computer, it stands for. Isn't it? That's very exciting. This game, though, they haven't rushed it out and brought it out at the same time. They've actually managed to convert the files again properly onto the portable medium. Because it's basically a lot of old school Capcom games chucked into here. Oh yeah, Capcom. I do say that, don't I? On here you've got 1942, 1943, you've got Ghosts and Goblins, Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, really hard that one, Commando, Merc, Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2, other ones as well.
I've got a wee question. Isn't Ghosts and Goblins available on its own?
Yes it is, they released, was it Ghosts and Goblins or
Yeah,
Ghouls and Ghosts? One of them or the other.
Very recently.
Really recently, yeah. But that was a remade one. This is the original classic arcade version. This is what you get, all the retro titles in here. Very true. Unfortunately, a couple of games haven't made it. Final Fight, oh no, I love that. Really good. You could get it on the PS2 version, but instead they have got Knights of the Round in here and the King of Dragons. Now these two games are very similar. Think of them playing a little bit like Golden Axe mixed with Final Fight. So you actually get two more games of that ilk, as it were, in here, which is great. Really good, fun sort of side-scrolling hack and slash sideways action. And of course, this works with multiplayer, so you can connect wirelessly and play in co-op mode, as you can with 1942 as well. Now, the great thing about this collection is also, if you quit out of the game, you can actually save your progress, which is great. It will remember where you were with the game, unless you collect your coins. Now, this is a very clever thing they've done. As you play the game, you get coins for how many button presses you press, or how many levels you've completed, or points you've collected. With them, you can then go into the slot machine in the game. You've got a virtual slot machine in here, and gamble these coins for hidden extras, artwork. It's really quite a novel thing, sort of unlocking them that way.
I thought you were about to tell me that you get something like Nectar reward points or something that you can then go and exchange for real things.
That would be quite cool, wouldn't it?
That would be awesome.
Listen up, games companies, that's a good idea. Yeah. And then you can view it in the collection bit and have a look at all that. And of course you can play multiplayer with these games as well. At first play I just thought, oh, it's a load of retro games, you play a couple. But actually, the whole point of collecting coins does make you want to play. It's a bit like collecting achievement points on Xbox Live. Sometimes you just play the game because you want the points. Sounds awful, do you know what I mean? Have you ever gone into a supermarket and just bought extra stuff just for the points?
Yes, I have actually.
Exactly. It works with games as well. So I think this is a really fun collection. You can play it with others, you can play it single player as well. I'm going to give this 7 out of 10. Well done, Capcom.
Splendid. Oh, you said it right as well. Well done, you.
Different.
I'm going to give it, excuse me, I'm going to give it a 6. I think it's a good little collection. Very much so. And well entertaining. In fact, I'll probably be taking it to the dressing room to get me over the panto season.
Indeed. And get yourself some cough medicine.
Thank you. Sorry.
Okay, guys. I tell you what, the good news is now we've got a feature about Superman. We've sent some cameras to LA. We've got to chat to the game's developers as well as Superman himself, the new one, Brandon Routh.
Superman Returns is different because Superman is a really complex character. He can do almost 3 different things in one. He can fly at incredible speeds. He's got incredible super strength and fighting abilities, and he also has his superpowers like heat vision, blow breath, and freeze breath. So the player's ability to choose any of those powers makes him really unique. When we designed the game, we didn't just limit ourselves to movie characters. We also added several supervillains from the rich history from DC Comics, characters like Metallo and Bizarro. We also created characters uniquely for the video game, so players will get a pleasant surprise when they run into new characters they've never seen before.
I am a big gamer myself, actually. I play a lot of different games, sports games, Madden. I like to play Halo with my friends. I like playing role-playing games every once in a while, and racing games are a lot of fun. Gran Turismo.
We felt it was really important to use the real actors in Superman Returns, the video game, because we wanted to draw the connection to the film, and it really adds to the sense of realism and the quality to have such talented actors in the game.
It was a little challenging doing the voiceover for the game because it's different than acting on film. You have to give a little bit more, be a little more animated in your delivery for voiceover. So it was a bit of a learning curve that I had to take.
We met with Bryan Singer several times during the making of the game, and he had a lot of creative input. He didn't design the game, but he definitely got involved in some of the creative decisions about adding supervillains and how we created Metropolis and how we brought the likenesses of the actors into the game. One of the challenges in designing a game like Superman is that you can fly through Metropolis at supersonic speeds and accidentally crash into buildings. So we created unique technology in the game which actually helps steer you around the buildings even at super speed. So if you hit something head on, that's your fault, but if you're trying to fly around the building, you can. When we went to DC Comics looking for reference for Metropolis and a map of the city, we found out they really didn't have one. So we went through all the fiction and the history of Superman, and we created our own version of Metropolis, which is 80 square miles and thousands of buildings, and really a huge 3D world for the player to explore.
And you can see part 2 of that later on.
What's up next, Kate?
Oh, well, one of our favourite television shows here at Rapture has finally been made into a computer game.
Now it says here to say, is that Family Guy by any chance, Kate? But, Kate, I must profess, I haven't seen this.
Well, indeed, and you know something, that neither had I until I played this game, and it made me chuckle so much I then wanted to go and watch an episode.
I like the little baby.
So that all makes sense. Now, this is for the PS2. It is very, very comical. Right up at the beginning of the game, it instantly suggests that you finally come to play this game because you have stopped doing a solo activity that you might be doing elsewhere that might make you not have enough time to play this game. Yes. Anyway, this is a really funny little game. Loads of things to chuckle at. I mean, I would say, rather than a story mode itself, it's more like lots and lots of mini games which are put together.
To sort of form a story.
Yeah, to form a story. There are like extra little bonus modes that you can do and you can get which appear from here and there. So it's not completely accurate to say it's just loads of mini games. But if you know what I mean, the story is not very meaty. So basically you play as this little baby. Sorry crew, all the anoraks there, I don't actually know what the character name is actually called. But anyway, he's a baby, and you have to run around with his little gun, collecting and doing all these kind of mad little challenges. So first up, he's like in his house, and he has to get out and get on top of roofs and garages and stuff, and then he goes to a hospital and gets electrocuted for an awful long time.
He does.
Very annoying.
Stewie, his name.
Stewie.
Apparently. We've
Yeah.
just been informed.
Wow, Stewie, yeah.
Thank you very
Thanks
much.
for that. Yeah, he's such a little dude. Really, really funny. One of the things about the game which is a little bit annoying is that there's not a great deal of skill involved in this game with regards to how you actually use the controls, because the camera doesn't really do anything at all. It moves from left to right, and sometimes it does, and sometimes there's absolutely nothing for it to do whatsoever. And sometimes it is literally just jumping and double jumping and that kind of thing. But it is a little bit annoying because when you find yourself in a certain environment for quite a long period of time, the characters, they are really funny, but they keep saying the same thing over and over and over again. And I would like to have been able to have kind of turned that off, or just said, just it for a little while I try and work it out.
Or a bit more variety. What I also find is, obviously, this is an adult game, because, you know, it's very rude, and it's got some quite sick things like people being electrocuted and deaths in it, and all these funny things, people with their heads stuck in machinery. Yeah, exactly, you know, that sort of dark humour to it. But it's very easy, do you know what I mean? It's actually a very easy game to play, So it plays like a game a kid would play, but it's got very adult content. So a bit confusing that. If you see what I mean.
I know what you mean, but I think that that's kind of why so much of the humour and stuff has been put into it, because it's supposed to... I mean, yes, you're right, because again, similarly, if you're talking about the style of it and how childish it is, it's not very finished off. You get loads of kind of different ways that you just kind of run to the screen, and in some ways I felt even as much as a third of the screen. That's it, you just can't do anything. We haven't done anything, and there isn't any more for you to see or look at, or even move the camera to kind of look around and see what's around you. It's kind of... that's your lot. But it is really, really funny, and I don't think it's going to take you very long to complete at all, but 8 hours maybe or something, kind of have a laugh with it. If you're into that kind of thing, you can enjoy it.
Oh, you know, we agree on things, that's good, that's what makes us very friendly. Okay, guys, do you know what, Kate? Is it possible for our viewers to win things on this
Well,
show?
funny you should say that, Matt, it is actually, but only if they text observe.
Hey, don't disrespect me, because on this week's Gamers Competition you can win a copy of The Sopranos for the PS2, and yep, you've guessed it, a brand new PS2 to play it on. For your chance of winning this excellent prize, you just need to answer this simple question. What is the name of the lead character in The Sopranos? Is it A, Tony Soprano, B, Tony the Tiger, or C, Tony Tone? Text Gamers plus your answer A, B, or K to 63222. Good luck. Remember folks, this is an 18 game, so you've got to be over 18 to enter.
We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
But before we go, something different this week.
Really?
No, it's the same old question.
Time to test your gaming knowledge. We've blurred out the title, but what game is this? We'll give you the answer after the break. Oh, we have a laugh.
Hello everybody, I'm Jared Christmas from TV's That Film Show. Tune in every week on Rapture TV to check out what's going on. If you're not listening to my message, maybe you'll listen to these quality endorsements.
Hi, I'm Jodie Marsh. Keep watching That Film Show.
Hi, I'm John Fashanu. Keep watching That Film Show.
Hi, this is Kelly Osborne, and keep watching that film show.
Wow! With people of that magnitude, you'd be silly not to tune in. It's Rapture TV's That Film Show, channel 193.
When no one can stop the terror, you need someone you can count on. You need Jake Speed, a paperback hero.
Characters in books like that, they're not real.
A living legend. Sounds nice, huh?
You're a Boy Scout.
Refreshing, isn't it?
Jake Speed.
Wednesday night comedy at 9 on Rapture. Get connected with Rapture Chat. For only 10 pence per minute, you can meet hundreds of people on the line now. Call 0871 550 0193 and get connected with Rapture Chat.
Thank you. All my working life, I've campaigned for people to have access to justice. If you've been injured and someone else is to blame, the law says you're entitled to compensation. That's why I want you to know about Accident Advice Helpline. They offer free expert advice, and if they agree you have a good case, their lawyers will fight it for you on a strictly no-win, no-fee basis. Sue, you fell over on a very uneven pavement, wrecked your ankle. You had to have an operation, is that right?
Yes, right.
It must have been very painful.
It was very painful, and to this day it's very painful.
But you won your case.
Yes, I did.
If you've been injured through no fault of your own, call Accident Advice Helpline now on 0800 437 0800. The compensation you deserve could be just a phone call away.
360 Gamer, the UK's leading magazine for the Xbox 360. 132 pages packed with news, reviews and previews. Exclusive developer interviews, fully mapped games, cheats and tips, plus the 360 Gamer online disc with all the latest games footage. 360 Gamer, the UK's leading magazine for the Xbox 360. More value, more often.
Available at WH Smith, HMV and all good news agents. Get connected with Rapture Chat. For only 10 pence per minute, you can meet hundreds of people on the line now. Call 0871 550 0193 and get connected with Rapture Chat.
Before the break, we asked you what game this was. It's Paper Mario for N64. A pointless question really, but I'm sure there's someone out there who enjoyed answering it. Oh, break bumpers, classic.
Welcome back.
Now, our first game of part 2 is called Dark Messiah, Might and Magic.
Ooh, sounds a bit scary.
Ooh, it's not that scary, actually. It's like a first-person role-playing action-adventure game.
Okay.
It's quite a long way to describe it.
I don't know, it just sounded, I think that sometimes when you're presenting a game show, if you put one technical term straight after the other, straight after another one, everyone just thinks, wow, he really knows what he's talking about.
Or it can just make you zone out.
Yeah.
Either way. And basically, if you've ever played Oblivion on the Xbox 360, it's a little bit like that, really. So it's all from a first-person point of view. You get to do a lot of sword fighting with this game, and you get to do a lot of magic as well. Now, you can either be really stealthy and play this game like you were playing Siege or some other game like that,
yeah.
Or you can literally just go around stabbing and impaling everything, which is possibly more fun, actually. The controls are very similar to Oblivion as well. You've got the left mouse button is attack. You can hold it down to do special attacks. The right mouse button is to block, and you can also kick people, which is great fun, because if someone's like on the edge of a ledge, you can just put the boot in, and they go flying off. And
excellent.
Which is great fun. In fact, the really good thing about this is there's so many ingenious ways of you to kill people. It does sound
a bit like Braveheart or Gladiator.
That sort of thing, yeah. What you can do is, like, kick someone into a fire and they'll run around on flames. Or if there's a big pendulum swinging, and loads of orcs chasing you, you can run around Benny Hill style until they get hit by it, I think. Which is more fun than just hitting them with a sword.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Did you find it gory?
It's pretty gory, yeah. There is a lot of blood in this game. But, when you're fighting skeletons and stuff, they tend to just have a lot of dust on them.
So it's non-gratuitous gore. It's kind of like all needed.
It's all needed, yeah. It's pretty bloody, but it's all needed, yeah. On the downside, the boss battles, you can't be as ingenious with the way you actually fight them. So if you're fighting like a big Cyclops, you just have to hit it in the eye until...
Well, how else would you kill a Cyclops?
The eye, that's supposed to be it.
That's
reminds me of the old shooting games where they always had a weak point. Like, hit the eye, because nowhere else will hurt. What else is in this game? Oh yeah, loads of upgrading as well. As you play this, you can, being a role-playing game, you can upgrade your character as well. You've sort of got a tree that splits off in 3 ways, so you can upgrade the way you want to play it. So as I said earlier, if you want to be stealthy, you can upgrade all your stealth. If you want to be like a magician and use loads of magic that men shouldn't be able to use, be all mystical, you can do that. Or if you just want to be some sort of big barbarian guy with a massive sword, then you can do that.
I was going to say, so what is the upgrade for the magical guy? Like, there you go, here's a big white rabbit.
Yeah, a big top hat. Bunch of flowers.
Bunch of flowers. Yeah.
What's this doing here? Ow, it hurts.
Sorry.
Never cracking a joke in front of you again. Which is quite tough. Get off. Multiplayer mode as well on this. You've got a multiplayer in there as well. So once you've finished the single player campaign, you can go in there and have a bit of a multiplayer brawl as well, which is all good fun. I think this is a really fun, good game. It looks fantastic as well. It uses the Half-Life 2 engine, actually. So you can play around with all the physics there, throwing boxes at people, and as I say, kicking people is a lot of fun. A real lot of fun. And the combat's great as well. So I'm going to have to give this 7 out of 10. Very good. Well done, everybody.
Good heavens. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. It does look absolutely brilliant. I just didn't want it as much as you did. I just didn't think it was good, and it does look brilliant, so I'm going to give it a 6.
Good stuff. Me first. Right, guys, it's time now for the second part of our Superman feature.
Looking forward to that.
It's very crazy playing myself in a video game because they got my look down pretty well. It looks a lot like me. I'm really impressed. He's a lot beefier than I am. He's got about 30-40 pounds more muscle than I do, I think, which is good for the gameplay. It's because it's so real. It's weird for me to control myself, and I'm speaking on the game, so it's a little surreal.
Superman's a really challenging character because he's got almost unbeatable, limitless power. The way we designed around that in Superman is we created the idea of Metropolis Health. So but Superman is really out to protect Metropolis and its citizens. So it's not so much that Superman, dies or gets badly hurt in the game, but the city has to be saved from supervillains and destruction. So that's really how we balance it out. Superman can't be permanently injured, but he can definitely be knocked back, and he can be winded, but he'll get up really quickly and back into battle.
My favorite element of the game, Superman Returns, is gosh, there's so many. The flight is really great. It's very smooth. The ability for super speed is great, and it flows nicely into the rest of the gameplay. Being able to fly and use your heat vision or your cold breath at the same time, and the ability to fight while flying, is a pretty cool thing. And it's a bit challenging to learn how to do it, but when you can do it, it's pretty great.
If you played Superman Returns all the way through with the huge open world, 80 square miles, thousands of buildings, it's at least 15 hours of gameplay with all the unlockables, mini-games, supervillains, and characters. It's a really huge open world. Superman Returns is coming out on the X360, the PS2, the Xbox, the Nintendo DS, and the Game Boy Advance. The big difference between the X360 and the PS2 and Xbox is that it's kind of a slightly scaled-down world, but it's really all the same experience. I mean, the world is just as big. We have the same villains, the same combat. It's just slightly less detail. And on the DS and the Game Boy Advance, they're actually completely different games. So if you buy both games, if you buy a handheld game and you buy one of the console games, they're different. It's quite challenging to make the game on all the different platforms, but I think we're very happy with the results, and we aimed really high, and I think we've ended up with a really fun, playable game that really brings to life Superman and the world of Superman.
Right, Kate, it's now time to look at some browsers.
Do you know something? I really hate that, right? Because I love going shopping, but I hate it when the shop assistants keep on saying to me, do you need any help? No, I'm just browsing.
I think that's because you look a bit dodgy and they think you might be a shoplifter.
I should stop wearing that long raincoat, shouldn't I?
Yeah, she doesn't try to work out, lift those shops, get some big muscles. A dreadful joke. No, we're actually looking at browsers on the PSP and the DS.
Aha.
Now what we have here is we have the Opera browser, which is actually something you buy. And we've got there's a built-in browser, of course, you get on the PSP. So
Indeed.
Take hold of the PSP.
Thank you very much.
All right. Now on the DS, what you get with this? Okay. Now obviously the Opera the PSP browser is there when you buy it. That came out obviously with the launch of the PSP because it was part of it. With the DS browser, you actually get two things you'll get in the cartridge. You'll get the actual browser on the little I don't even know what you call this. Card? No, it's not a cartridge, so that slots into the top. Then you get this memory expansion that goes into the DS, because the DS it hasn't got enough memory to actually cope with all the pictures and all the information that's being downloaded onto it. You get this. So that just plugs in. If your wireless settings are already set up for your home, you're ready to go. If not, you can connect to any
coffee shop,
or wireless
hotspot.
access point or hotspot. Ooh, I wonder if Bob Holmes is about ready for people to step on his hotspot. Once you're on there, you can get on the internet. Now, this has got pros and cons, this. It does support text, it does support pictures, however, it doesn't support anything that plugs in to web pages. So, no Java, no sound files, no movies. So really, this is only really useful for getting information.
That's a real pain, because for me, one of the things that I spend most of my time on is certain sites where upon people might download their own videos. Don't get the wrong idea when I say that now. I mean things to do with, tubes and you and that kind of thing.
I understand, yeah.
So that means that that's just pointless. That's not something I could enjoy on my DS.
I guess not, no, exactly. You don't get that multimedia experience, whereas on the PSP, of course, it does have a lot more going for it. It's got full capability with that, so you can actually look at websites, and with the widescreen as well, with scrolling down in their actual ratio they were supposed to be on the actual screen by scrolling down. On the DS, however, it does reformat the web page to make it all fit into the two screens, and you can either scroll between the two screens, or actually you can press a button and you get a preview of the whole page on the bottom to see a close-up at the top.
Yeah.
Now that mode does not work.
Okay.
The one where you get the preview, that's not good. It's best to scroll through. Really, if we're going to give these a score, I'd have to give the DS browser 5 out of 10. It works, but only for certain things. Only really if you want to get bare information, and you can use WAP for that on your phone, to be honest. PSP does a much better job. Still don't think it's there yet. I'm going to give that
6, I know what you mean. Yes, I'm going to agree with you about that. It's kind of, yes, you're right. It serves a purpose. Yes, it works. It's a 5. It's very bog standard. Doesn't do anything spectacular. I think this provides a little bit more information than, for example, I'm a Mac user, which is, sorry everybody, and for me, if I want to use my email and stuff like that, which I think is kind of quite complicated, there's a lot on the page to cram in, it does work for me. So I'm going to give it a 7.
Basically, it depends which one you want to go for, really. I mean, if you've got a DS, you want to get on the internet, use the DS one. If you've got a PSP, of course, use that. If you've got both, no point in getting the DS browser because it's all in the PSP, isn't it, Kate?
Exactamundo. Now, for those of you who don't use our Gamers mini site, shame on you, but if you do want to check it out, it's rapturetv.com/gamers. Here's a reminder of this week's competition.
Hey, don't disrespect me, because on this week's Gamers competition you can win a copy of The Sopranos for the PS2, and yep, you've guessed it, a brand new PS2 to play it on. For your chance of winning this excellent prize, you just need to answer this simple question. What is the name of the lead character in The Sopranos? Is it A, Tony Soprano, B, Tony the Tiger, or C, Tony Tone? Text Gamers plus your answer A, B, or K to 63222. Good luck. Remember folks, this is an 18 game, so you've got to be over 18 to enter.
Okay, it's time for the scores.
Indeed, this week's Gamers Game of the Week is... Shock horror. It's a tie.
Capcom Classics Collection and Dark Messiah have tied. So which one should you be?
I think I should be Capcom.
Because you can say it, and I'll be Dark Messiah. Let's do paper, scissors, stone and see who's the winner. And 1, 2, 3. You blunted my scissors, so that means the winner is... Capcom Classic Collection. Well done, guys. Now, don't forget our website, of course. If you want to go on there, you can check out details of the competition, archive reviews, and hop on the forums to tell us how nice we are.
Indeed. What are you waiting for? Boot up that computer and get on to us.
Don't get a virus. We'll see you next week.
I'm here at the 2006 British Academy Video Games Awards.
Now I'm here in California at the Electronics Entertainment Expo, or E3.
If you're looking for 30 minutes of gaming action, well, look no further.
The latest gaming news, reviews,
interviews, features, and all sorts of gaming goodness.
This is Gamers.
It certainly is.
The best TV gaming show on television.
It's worth a try.
New episodes of Gamers every Tuesday at 7:30.
When no one can stop the terror. You need someone you can count on. You need Jake Speed. A paperback hero.
Characters in books like that, they're not real.
A living legend. Sounds nice, huh?
You're a Boy Scout. Refreshing, isn't it?
Jake Speed.
Wednesday night comedy at 9 on Rapture. Get connected with Rapture Chat. For only 10 pence per minute, you can meet hundreds of people on the line now. Call 0871 550 0193 and get connected with Rapture Chat. 360 Gamer, the UK's leading magazine for the Xbox 360. 132 pages packed with news, reviews and previews. Exclusive developer interviews, fully mapped games, cheats and tips, plus the 360 Gamer online disc with all the latest games footage. 360 Gamer, the UK's leading magazine for the Xbox 360. More value, more often. Available at WH Smith, HMV and all good news agents. Neo Magazine, the UK's only magazine for Japanese, Korean, Hong Kong anime, film and manga. All the best DVDs, games and books reviewed every issue. Plus exclusive interviews, features and competitions. Join the UK's biggest anime and manga forum at neomag.co.uk. Neo Magazine, available at WH Smith, HMV and all good news agents. Or subscribe at www.neomag.co.uk.